Hello everybody and welcome to another video of Let's Discuss Pro Wrestling Albums. Wrestling Man along with Jim Boy Star. And we're getting into, I think, some of the best WWF albums at this point.
We're in the middle of the volumes. We're going back to the volumes at this point.
Yeah, and today, or this video, from what I'm seeing, and I didn't know about this, is the most successful release as far as albums being sold. WWF the Music Volume 3. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yep, this volume three. We still have a bunch more volumes to go, and this one, this one I recall liking when at the time. But let's take a look into it, and I'll get a better assessment of things.
Yeah. Now, real quick, I do want to say now this is, like I said, the most successful release. As of 2002, this album sold over 1.2 million copies, and it reached number 10 on the Billboard 200 back in 98, 99. So
Mm.
now here, all the songs are just listed by the wrestler. There's no there's no name to the song.
And at this point, it looks like we've now gone away from anything that has to do with anything outside of a theme song.
Yeah.
All of these are, I believe, are theme songs. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm. And we start off, and I hope you guys are keeping track with this again. The Undertaker, the third Undertaker song so far in this series. And I'll tell you, when I listened to it, when he used to have this theme, I loved this. I thought it was
Agree.
epic. I listened to it, still the same feeling.
I think a part of me likes this version more than his original one.
Me too. I think this is his best one. I think this is the best Undertaker song. I wish they would use it at least one more time.
No, I would agree with that. The Undertaker song, it's like his. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, how would you describe this song?
um. Well, I think the word that I used a lot from this opening is epic. It
Mm.
sounds, epic. It sounds like a big orchestra piece, mixed with a little bit of rock, sort of like Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Mm. Okay,
That would probably be the best way to describe it.
I can see that absolutely. I definitely can see that.
So, next up is Edge. And if you know Edge today from when this song came out, complete opposites of Edge in 98 to Edge today. But again, this is another good song.
Yeah, I like this Edge song. I like it a million times better than the Alter Bridge song.
I'm
I'm
not
not a fan of the Alter Bridge song at all.
really.
At all.
I think it's okay. I don't think it's.
I don't even think it's okay.
I mean, the only time like I ever got confused with this song was when they used it with Edge and Christian when they were the goofy Edge and Christian tag team,
Mm.
you know. But this was a good song for Edge's character in the beginning.
Yeah, when he used to come out of the crowd and
Hmm.
just watch matches randomly in
Yeah,
the crowd.
I would like to see one time if they use this song for Edge if he ever shows up to WWE television,
I
just for the hell of it.
I think I'm gonna stick with the whole how they should have never changed the WrestleMania song.
Hmm.
They should have never changed Edge's song.
Did you like the Rob Zombie version?
Not really, but
Eh.
I think I kind of. Well, at the time, I did not like it at all. Like, I might have even said I hated the Rob Zombie version.
Hmm.
But I think part of it was because I liked this song so much.
Yeah.
But looking back at it, I think I might put this Rob Zombie version a little above Alter Bridge.
All right. So you have the original at first, then Rob, then Alter Bridge.
Yeah, I mean it's not far away from Alter Bridge, but this song is way further away than the other two.
Yeah. Okay, so now we go with X-Pac.
I liked X Pac song. As considering you just joined the new D Generation X at the time, it still had that D Generation X feeling, but it still had like himself. Like it was a song that was still just for him,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to any like that it can go to anyone else in that group.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Plus, the little rap in there, you know, it makes it good. And yeah, it's just X-Pac, It's just what he is. And yeah, you're right. I don't think this song could have been used for any other member of DX,
Mhm.
especially China.
Right, yeah.
Huh.
Especially since it says X Pac in it.
I wonder if when China was dating X-Pac, if she had that on her cell phone.
Well, the X Pac,
Yeah, that could have been like her ringtone. X-Pac! And
come to think of it, how were cell phones a big thing then?
or some like genetic version of it. I don't know.
And then also for X Pac, I remember at first what I actually thought at first when I heard it, I thought it was just like the Mike Tyson song.
Mm-hmm.
But then you listen to it, and you're like, no, it's definitely different. And there's different lyrics. There's a song that was lost for the ages, the Tyson song.
Oh, I loved the
I was a
Tyson
big
song.
fan of the Tyson song.
Oh,
I thought for sure that was going to be. I remember at the time when like these albums were coming out, I thought for sure that was making it on an album, but it never did.
I'm just gonna say off topic for 1 second. Mike Tyson does not get the credit he deserves as far as helping, the biggest wrestling movement in the history of wrestling. He was a big part, for all of those 2 months. You
Mm.
know, huge part.
I don't know. I feel like he does get credit though.
You think
I
so?
mean, he is. He was a downloadable character in the video game that was about the Attitude Era.
True.
Like he was an unlockable. You don't see. I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think of some celebrity now that like from WrestleMania 1 that was a downloadable character. You don't
Oh,
see.
we
He
need
was
we.
he was also not only was he a downloadable character, they they because he was a downloadable character, they put him in the storyline that he was a part of. No other celebrity have really done that too.
Yeah.
Whenever they say like top 10 moments of Raw, usually him in the Austin Tyson thing makes it on there, and rightfully so. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with you that he doesn't get his due because I believe because of everything that I just said, he does.
Okay, I just want to say real quick, if anybody in WWE is listening, can we please have for the 30-year WrestleMania thing a downloadable character of Liberace?
There you go. That's someone. Yeah, you didn't see Liberace as part of a downloadable character.
Oh,
Or I mean, come on, how often you? That's a bad move, I guess. I was gonna say how often do you see him, but you do see him on a bunch of their clips.
mm-hmm. All right. Next up is Dude Love. It's
Nothing
basically
different.
it's basically the same song from the last album, so we're gonna save we're gonna
How do
save you time.
how do you think they figure out these listings?
I don't know. I guess because all these people, at the time were very popular. Um, that's a good question. I really don't know.
Like, what? Who excludes Tyson? And it's like, no, we need Dude Love on here again.
Yeah, I would have either switched Dude Love or Ken Shamrock for Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Dude Love, same, whatever. I was whatever on the last Dude Love thing. I believe I'm sort of the same on here. It's an okay song.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. So, next up is Kane.
There we go.
This needs to come back.
I don't even know what he uses anymore.
I
He doesn't use this any. Well, of course he doesn't use this
It's
anymore.
like a mixture of like 2 or 3 of his songs now that he's the director of operations or do.
This is the Great Kane song. This is I'm a huge fan of the original Kane song, and this was a good song.
This is my second favorite Kane song,
Okay.
with the first one being oh God, I can't think of the name of the song, but
Is it from not aggression from Forcible Entry?
no,
Okay.
it was like it ended up being on like the Punisher album.
The East Siders?
No, the movie. You remember the movie?
No, I thought you had said. I thought that was like a rapper that you were talking
No,
about. I thought it was
I
the
think it was
East
like
Siders
this.
because I love that song, and that's coming up in the series.
Oh, it's slow. I think it's Slow Chemical. I think's the name
That
of.
was the one from Forcible Entry.
No, hold on. Let me check.
All right, here we go.
Hold on.
While he does that, I'll talk about a funny story that my friend, Mr. McDan, he's a big fan of Kane, and at one point, when he was living with his girlfriend, he what would happen is every time if he ever listens to this, he would probably die of laughter remembering this. What he would do is the beginning of the Kane song. There's a little like I guess it's an organ that's
Hmm.
played before the actual like explosion and the fire, and then the actual song. What he would do is he would play that, and then when the fire came out and it's the main riff, he would start like like putting her in a choke slam, and it was hilarious every time. So like every time he got mad, he wouldn't just get mad right away. He would just start the song and give her like this really demonic look because she knew that once the main part started, it was fighting time.
Okay, I found the song or the title of it and who played it. The song is called "Slow Chemical" by Finger 11.
Okay,
That that's
wasn't that on Forcible Entry?
I don't know, but that sounds. I feel bad for the band Finger 11. That just sounds like a terrible thing to have happened to somebody.
Um. Okay.
On that note,
On that note, I mean, we just talked about someone fighting their girlfriend for because of the Kane song, and then you're talking about someone having 11 fingers.
oh yeah, for the guy from Princess Bride. I'm going to find the six-fingered man.
Yeah. So, oh no, you're a fan of the Kane song, though. A
Yeah,
second favorite song, right?
yeah. This is my second favorite. This is
All
really
right.
good. Now we go to The Rock. Love this one.
Big fan of the rock song, absolutely.
I prefer this one over, well, obviously the current one that he uses for the 3 live appearances a year that he does.
What does he use now? It doesn't. Oh, probably uses the new one, the most
Yeah.
regular one that we're gonna talk about for Volume 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I really like this one.
Oh yeah, this one. This is a bit of a slower beat of that one that we're thinking of now.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty catchy. I like the rock song.
Yeah. Boy, so far each song on this album we're really in, like we've either liked or we've really enjoyed, which is shocking so far. I
Mm.
think. Next up,
Don't worry, it's gonna end soon. I'm
yeah,
sure.
it's going to end at some point. Next up is Gangrel and the Brood.
Easily one of the songs that most people would want to come back
Yes.
because the song was so good. It's just I don't, the Brute split up and then Gangrel was gone and they never gave someone else the song.
This is such a great song. It really is. And I just love it's not slow. It is very methodic. It's almost, very evil like, but
Mm.
it's so good. And then you have, the noises in the background going, you know.
Right, exactly like that.
Now, okay, I gotta ask you because this song reminds me of something. Have
What?
you ever seen the Royal Rumble '99?
Yeah.
Okay, during the match, because Gangrel's in the match,
Okay.
there's like 7 people in the front row that are dancing to the Gangrel song.
I did not notice
You've
that.
never seen that? It is
No,
hilarious. It's almost like, and for those of you that watch WWE today, because Jim's not going to get this reference,
probably.
it's it's almost like the origin of the millions of dollar dance that the primetime players do. Except it's just seven white.
Except I'm sure it's probably better.
It's like seven white people in the front row just going.
Gangrel, I felt, has always had that following that wanted him and that character to really succeed, and it just never really went past a certain part.
I don't know why. Was it because I'm
Was
trying
it
to.
because he's not a great worker? Because I can't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't name you any 5-star Gangrel matches by himself.
Well, no, but
Maybe that was part of the problem.
see, I don't remember him talking a lot though.
That might have been the other half of the problem.
But he had the look.
That was his saving grace.
Okay, and who didn't like try to do the Gangrel spitting, out of the.
Oh, of course, yeah,
If you did that, hit the like button.
yeah. If you did the Gangrel spitting stuff, hit the like button.
Okay, that's I think the longest we've gone for saying that for the first time. We're like 16 minutes in,
Oh, is it okay?
so we have set the bar now. Okay, so now for Jim, the fun ends
Yeah, this is it. It's over. I'm leaving right now.
because we get Ken Shamrock again.
Bye. Bye and why? That's all I want to say. Why him again and not like Tyson or like you? I wish I could see a roster of every single or a roster of every single person that was around when this album came out.
Oh,
Because I want to know who else was in the running for not having this song, or would it have been such a crime if this album was only 13 tracks long?
you know who isn't on any of these that we haven't mentioned yet, and I think
True.
should have been on Owen Hart.
Yeah, and he had some good songs. You're right.
Yes. Why isn't Owen on any of these albums?
I can obviously understand anything after Volume 4, but yeah, he should have been on this one
Yes.
and replaced Ken Shamrock.
Mm-hmm. So we got at least two.
Was Steve Blackman around here at the
Yes,
time?
he
Put
was.
him on there too.
Okay, so we got three good candidates they could have used to replace Ken Shamrock.
And I guess while we're at it, I mean, I guess I'm not a big. They should have. I mean, I know you like the Dude Love song, but they should have tried to put someone else. Like, and this isn't the only time I'm sure there's going to be repeats. I'm almost sure the next album there are repeats for
Oh.
Volume 4.
Okay, hold on. I just thought of another good one. Taka Michinoku.
His one was catchy. I agree with
Mm-hmm.
that.
So there's four.
And they
There's
were really pushing the hell out of him, so why the hell not? That's why I said it. Who is in charge of this? Who's sitting at the table and is saying, yes, we need to put Ken Shamrock on there again. It doesn't matter that Steve Blackman is not on there. It needs to be Ken.
Man.
Who makes the decisions? That's what. Just like how there's a creative team for all the promotions, is there a creative team of who's going to put together the track listing for the next album?
Yeah.
Do they even do? Question: do they even do albums anymore?
I think they only do singles now. Oh, for
Yeah, so-
for WWE.
So they don't need that team anymore. But back then, they
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, next up, and this is weird because I like the song, but I don't like the band. And for those of you that are juggalos, I nothing against you, but I just don't like them. The Oddities, with Insane
did. Better
Clown
not
Posse.
find yourself at the gathering.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, this is like the only ICP song I think I will ever like.
I like Rainbows and stuff. If anyone wants to look that up,
What about the Chris Benoit song? Did you ever listen to that?
I did. It's not as good as Rainbows and stuff.
Well, obviously. And it didn't even mention his name.
You know what? I've heard good things. I don't mean to sidetrack too much, but I've heard the Insane Clown Posse do it. I heard that they did a song called Miracles,
Mhm.
which I heard is actually a legit. I don't want to say nice, but I don't remember how this person described it to me. I've not heard it yet, but I heard like that's the song to listen to. Miracles.
All right.
So, but this Oddity song, love the Oddities. back then with Golga and the Giant Cartman doll.
Yep. Yep.
Insane Clown Posse fit the bill right there as far as it all made sense for them to go with this group.
Mm-hmm.
I was all about the oddities, even though they barely ever won, if I can recall, when they were good guys.
The
When they
only
were bad guys with the Jackal, I think they always won. But
the only time I ever remember seeing them winning, and this brings back Otaka, was the match at SummerSlam where it was the three of them against all the members of Kai
oh
and
yeah,
Tai.
that's true. Yep, I forgot
and
about that.
and I love the line where where Jim Ross is talking about one of the members, and he's like, "Do you think Andre the Giant would love this guy now if he was still alive?" I don't remember who it was. It was either
What was?
that like who he was talking about. It was either Golga or it was somebody else. Cause
I feel
Luna.
Golga. I feel Golga never talked.
Okay, here's the group that
Kurgan, Golga, and the Giant Silva.
very
And
good.
I guess Sable.
And then Luna was in it.
Luna was in it too, that's right.
And then every once in a while, George the Animal Steel would appear.
As part of them. Okay.
Yes.
So who's the one that said it? Probably Sable. They probably had Sable at the announce booth.
No, Jim Ross said it. I think it was about the Giant Silva.
Oh, okay.
That dude was.
Whatever happened to the Giant Silva?
Oh, let's. He. Yeah, I want to. Let's
Where
check
is
that.
thegiantsilva.com?
Where are they now? Well,
As far as the Giant Silva, it's a site specifically dedicated to the Giant Silva.
Well, fortunately, he's still alive.
Well, so, there you go again. You always do this, and I'm going to point
What?
right now. Wrestling Man, aka Bill, always does this. He always assumes that if he doesn't know what the status of the person is, they're dead to him. He always does this. He did this a few months ago when I was talking about Donna Lewis, the woman that's saying, I love you always forever. And your assumption right from the start was she's probably dead. Because you didn't know where she was. I don't understand why you always think this.
Now I remember the song. Now I remember it. I love you always forever.
Right. But the point is, and the reason I bring it up is you just did it again. Because you basically start off your sentence with, well, fortunately, he's still with us, or something like that. Like, so that means that you originally thought that he was dead.
He might have been dead. I don't know.
What else would that have meant? What else would that have meant? Tell us right now.
He's,
you think Wrestling Man has a problem
he's breathing.
assuming that people are dead because he doesn't know what they're up to, hit the like button.
Jeez.
I'm so mad about this because it's not the first time he's done it.
Now, now, like I said, he is alive. He is 7'2".
Okay.
He's 50 years old now. Bravo. Wait.
He just hit 50? Like, you want to tell us his birthday was like this past December?
July.
Okay.
Yeah, July 1963. Yeah.
What day was it? July 4th?
July 21st, 1963.
All right.
So after I've assumed that one guy is dead.
Now, I'm sure it's not the last time it's going to happen either.
Well, I think it's not going to happen in this video, but who knows. D-Generation X.
All right. Clearly one of the best songs.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it obviously, I don't have as much fond memories since they pretty much butchered the whole new DX stuff in my mind. But still a great song, and yeah, and there's not much else to say about that, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
What about you? What are your thoughts on the D-Generation X song?
It's very memorable. Really is. And not because of Triple H and Shawn.
I'm sure that's what the company would tell you. It's because of them.
I remember it for, Triple H, X-Pac, The Outlaws, China. That's how I associate this song.
Yeah, that's my favorite version of D-Generation X.
Because, I mean...
that's the version that was winning the war against WCW.
Pretty much.
The Shawn Michaels Triple H one, not so much.
It was in the beginning.
NWO was destroying them.
in the beginning, the Shawn Triple H version was okay for two guys. But then when Shawn left and this version came back, God, did it become popular.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of Triple H, but I admit that. Because I liked Triple H back then.
My favorite DX moment, if anybody wants to know, is when they did the impression of the nation. Still one of the funniest moments ever on Raw.
Agreed.
Especially the guy as Owen Hart
Jason
did.
Sensation.
Yep, Jason Sensation. And then you had X Pac in blackface as Mark Henry, which I'm surprised no one ever found. Well, I mean, it is offensive, but nobody ever made a big deal about it. You know, like there's a
It was
white.
a different time then.
It
No,
really was.
people weren't as easily offended in the world as they are now.
Oh my gosh, you and my dad both.
Wait, he's easily offended?
No, he agrees with you. He would agree with you if you said that statement to him. He would agree with you, hands
I
down.
definitely believe that. Absolutely. People cry about everything.
Yeah.
As far as that's why I don't think anyone said anything. Plus, that was normal back then, like just pushing the envelope all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That company is so opposite of what they're doing now.
Yep.
Where it's just like banning moves and words and whatnot.
Yep. Okay, next up is Sable.
There's another one that pushed the envelope where all her little suits that she wore or not worn.
Yep. Yep. And now she's married to Brock Lesnar.
Is that still happening? Because I thought I read that wasn't at some point.
I thought they were still. I think they're still.
I could be wrong. Sorry, I don't keep up on Brock Lesnar and Sable. But I thought that I had heard this.
Well,
why don't you look to see, like, arewestilltogether.com?
Well, I know Sable's. I know Sable's hated by a lot of people in the business. Sonny for one, Jim Cornette, another. Let's see.
Is this the WeHateSable.com that you're going to? It gives you a list of people that hate Sable.
Okay, she got married
now, if you notice, one thing I do want to mention before you continue this is last when we did which one was it? I think it was Volume 2, or was it full? I think it was Volume 2 it was on. This song was on there as Sable and Mark Marrow. Now it's gone to just Sable at this point. And I'm pretty sure Marrow was still there.
Okay. This is very interesting what I just read, especially the last sentence I'm going to read you in a minute. Okay, so Brock and Sable got married May 6th, 2006. Okay. Oh, that's probably Sable now. She's trying to call in.
Good. Tell her how mean you've been to her.
They have 2 sons together. Turk.
I have no clue.
Okay, Turk was born June of 2009.
Turk? Can you spell that, please?
Turk.
Thank you.
And
as in the short version of the country Turkey.
Yes. Oh, that would have been great. Let's name our son Turkey after the country.
Look, people can name their kids North in this world today.
And Blue.
And I believe I also read someone had named their kid Hitler.
Yep, I've read that too.
Or Adolf. No, I think it was just Hitler. I don't remember. You can name your kid whatever you want. It's a free country. I have twins. I want to name my twins Thunder and Lightning.
There you go, folks.
There it is.
And their other son is named Duke, born July 2010. She also has a.
Duke is much. Can I just point out Duke is so much more of a common name than Turk.
Yeah, it really is. She also has a stepdaughter, Maya, who is Brock's daughter from his ex-fiance.
Oh wow! I didn't even know he had an ex-fiance.
Now.
Let's discuss pro wrestling albums where you can get all your Brock Lesnar news.
Now, okay, do you have your seat bolted down? Or is it just down?
Give me a moment. Hold on.
Okay, because you're going to need to for this part.
All right, done.
In September 2012, she became a grandmother.
Whoa.
Her oldest daughter, Mariah, gave birth to a baby boy.
Wait, where did Mariah come from?
I don't...
You just mentioned Turk, Duke, and...
Maya. And
So the Mariah's this. I'm so confused.
I am too. And Sable is 46 years old.
When's she going back to WWE?
Oh gosh.
You know what's gonna happen.
When she gets inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I'm sure it's gonna. I mean, I don't. They brought her back once already.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what would stop her from doing it again.
I'm actually surprised she's a grandmother. I'm not surprised because of her age. I just think to myself, Sable, probably one of the most beautiful women in the history of wrestling.
That'd be Granny Sable now, if you don't mind.
So that means in 20 years she's gonna be a great grandmother.
Yeah.
Well, her sons are gonna have their first set of kids.
So doesn't that make Brock a grandfather?
We have that.
Oh, you're probably right. Or
Well,
step
I
grandfather.
don't
Yeah.
think I would know a thing about the
Well,
way families are structured.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was funny because my family was at a party, and I know we're going off topic, but I just gotta say this. I just gotta say this real quick, because we went to a birthday party last year, and my dad and he was talking to somebody how at the time, my mom was pregnant. His brother was going to be a grandfather for the first time. And he and my mom were having me, and I was the fourth child. So, strange world.
Look at you.
Yep.
So how about the Sable song? What do you think of it?
It's the same thing as the last one.
But isn't it interesting though? Because I think Merrow was still there, Mark Merrow. I mean.
Yeah.
So they just decided, nope, no longer. You're not part of this anymore. It's just Sable.
It's
I don't
just
know
Sable.
if Merrow even had another song. Like maybe the only difference was the little tiger growl at the beginning.
Yeah. That's probably the only difference. Okay, next up, New Age Outlaws.
As a kid, I was like a huge fan of this song.
Where was it?
Well, excuse me. And it gets popular because I remember it would be played on DC 101 at like 5 o'clock for a contest every afternoon. This was the song they would use to build up for that segment. So, but yeah, this song is straight up for the Outlaws. Nobody else can use it.
Yep, I used to have the shirt that said, "Oh, you didn't know." I used to have that. I was a huge Outlaws fan for a long time.
All right, I'll ask you the same.
Not so much anymore.
I'll ask you the same question that I asked you from Full Metal. Would you put the Outlaws in discussion of the greatest tag team in WWE history?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I would. That's not a question. It's different from the Billy and Bart thing.
Yes.
I definitely would put the Outlaws because they were a lot of, even though it was weird because even though they were part of the D-Generation X group, they definitely could survive by themselves,
Mm-hmm.
still being a part of the group and still being their own stars as a tag team.
Yep. Okay, now we go to...
Here we go.
Val Venus.
Yes.
This is a great song.
This is an amazing song.
Especially with the sax solo.
I've always said this, and I definitely still feel this. Val Venus is the reason I love Val Venus so much is because that was a character that can only have fit that particular era.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling. You couldn't put him in the 80s. Definitely couldn't put him now.
Mm-mm.
He just fit. Like, I was a big fan of all the play up until he became Chief Morley. Then that was the end of it for me.
That song is just so good. And I know a lot of people say, like, this is the closest, like, resemblance to Rick Martel's theme when he was the model. And
I guess I could see that.
I've never agreed with that, but, there are some bits where it's like, yeah, okay. But, like I said, the saxophone solo in this is just epic. I don't know how that guy, whoever played that in this song, was able to keep that note and go as long as he did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It really was. And this is a great song. I don't know if this song could be used for anybody. I mean,
No,
right
it's too
now.
dirty.
Yeah.
It's too dirty to be used by anyone today. And I mean, the only one that maybe, and this is a big maybe, a really big maybe because it's Viscera. That he's
Oh.
doing the Love Machine thing.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, he's not even on anymore.
Which is a shame into itself, by the way.
Yep. I'm still a big fan of you, Viscera. Just so you know.
As the 500-pound Love Machine.
Yes, yes. And we finish up with
And where he took the hose over Lillian, which was I remember that. I wish I knew what event that was.
oh
That was great. I
yeah.
remember watching this. Oh, this is great. And then he's just weird as Big Daddy Babe. I still kind of liked him then.
Yeah. And we end up with Stone Cold Steve Austin, the last one. So this is the second time he's been on an album.
So what's our count here for Taker versus Austin?
We are at 3 for Undertaker, 2 for Austin.
All right.
I like this one a lot.
Agreed.
I mean, like, because the last one, I mean, it's good, but it was a talking one, which I know you like. But this one is just
straight up his song.
Straight up his song. This is Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of this. I mean, if you look at the people on here, like there's a lot of their big guys on here: Undertaker, Rock, D-Generation X, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and honestly, Sable too. I'm gonna put up there because they were selling her own merchandise like right beside Austin at some points because she was that popular.
If she comes back, we'll have granny panties.
Remember they both had a pool cue.
Yep, I do remember that. Yep, I remember the pool
cue. If you remember that they had a Sable and Stone Cold Steve Austin pool cue, hit the like button.
And this is back in the day where Beyond the Mat was filming them, and they were like, "We're #1 in all the merchandise. We're ahead of South Park." And Vetch is like, "Oh, good, good." He's got a puke.
That was great. I want to watch that again now.
I know.
It's a good old days.
All right. So overall thoughts on this album?
I gotta be honest with you. I underrated this album going into it. I looked at it and I said, okay, to listen to the tracks and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I think this is gonna be okay. But I think I've enjoyed this more than I actually thought I was going to. I would actually put this under my underrated albums for my own personal. Because really, the only songs I don't really care about probably are like Ken Shamrock, Dude Love. And I think the only reason for those is because they were on before, although Shamrock probably not so much.
Right.
But like I said, as I mentioned before, they have like all of the popular people on here. The only one that might not be considered popular at this time was probably Edge, X-Pac,
Gangrel maybe.
Gangrel and the Brood, the Oddities. And that's it, because even Venus was pretty popular at first.
Or he was getting there, yeah.
He was getting there, yeah.
This is so far, and I completely forgot how good this album was. This is easily in my top 3 right now of all the albums we've reviewed.
Okay.
Easily. Just great song after song after song. I mean, yeah, you do have the 2 or 3 repeats, but other than that, I can't think of one song on here that I did not like. So when we get into the discussion of, well, what's your least favorite, it'll probably just be the repeats, although I really like the Do Love song, but I'll just say the repeats for me.
For my least favorite, let me see. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna probably agree with you. The repeats is probably because, like I said, even the whole for Edge, like I said, I fully am all about this Edge song than what he currently uses, and even the Rob Zombie song.
Now, the hard decision. Well, it's going to be hard for me, but I don't think it'll be hard for you.
Yeah.
Favorite song on the album?
Let's see. Favorite song on the album for me would probably be. Honestly, I'm probably a big fan of the Undertaker song. I might put that one on there because
Wow.
I've always liked that Undertaker song and wish he'd never have changed from that. Then again,
I'm.
there's a lot of wrestlers I feel that way. I just said Edge before, and then I think on a previous episode I said someone else they should have never changed that song.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have said Val Venus, to be honest.
Venus is up there, but I think like long and more diverse is probably the Undertaker.
I'm going to go with Undertaker as well. Although Kane is in there for me as well.
Mm.
I think those are maybe my two favorite songs from this album.
Right.
Which, and I could see why, after this discussion, why this was the most successful selling album the WWE ever had.
Do you feel like this is the album where they really started to stride with their actual songs? And that's why maybe they're like, yeah, we don't need to have a duet with X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws saying to suck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why there's no crazy songs like that.
I don't know.
Because they feel they hit their stride with, like, actual theme songs at this point?
I'm really not sure. I mean, maybe this or the next album that we discuss. But still, it's a great album. Really is. What is? I think isn't Volume 4 the next one we discuss?
I believe so, but I don't know. You've been the history tracker here, so I figured you would know.
Yeah, I still have the email that I sent to you, so
maybe you should look at that.
I'm gonna say
it is. I'm almost sure of that because this is 98, and then this Volume 4 is 1999.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with like 98.8% confidence that this is Volume 4. Actually, it is. It is the next album that we review.
Mm-hmm.
So, join us for WWF the Music Volume 4. Is it going to be as good as Volume 3?
Who knows?
Yep, you have to tune in and see.